This is crazy. You mean to tell me that we have a guy that has put up a stat line that only Victor Wembanyama has put up, and we haven't been using him? You're telling me that we have a guy that's been sitting on our bench that could have addressed the terrible play that we have had at center and in the front court this entire year? You mean to tell me that Chicago Bulls fans literally have been disappointed about what's going on with this team, and we could have solved a lot of these issues if we just would have used this one player off the bench? Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Adama Sanogo and his dominant performance against the Washington Wizards, and talking about how he has not played, he needs to play, and how injuries have actually helped the Chicago Bulls perhaps find a direction with the franchise. This is Rico Greenhowe, and this is another episode of Bulls Digest. And before we jump into it, guys, I want to let you know that 84% of you guys are not subscribed to the videos. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with the latest happenings and news that is going on with your Chicago Bulls, guys. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing. And so the topic so far is Sanogo should have been playing. All right, guys. So if you're familiar with Adama Sanogo, you are familiar with the fact that this guy was a terror in college. He was a 20-10 guy for the University of Connecticut, and he was part of their championship team last season. I got a chance to watch him in person at the Summer League last season, and I will let you know, guys, that he was just as good in the Summer League as he was at the University of Connecticut. Now, he didn't put up prolific numbers in the 20 and 10, but he averaged right along a double-double. He was about a 10-point scorer and an 8.9 rebounder per game. But point being is this, guys. He put up historical numbers against the Washington Wizards. And if you watch that game, we sat a lot of our starters, giving them a little bit of rest since we had secured the 9th spot in the Eastern Conference and we're heading to a play-in. So I'm going to actually show you what he had to say, what the article is telling you as far as from a historical standpoint, what happened here against the Wizards. And then we're going to talk about how these injuries have actually helped the Chicago Bulls in the evaluation process. So here is exactly the article. And it is Bulls Sanogo, only rookie besides Wemby to post this insane stat line. Obviously, you can find this here in Chicago sports. You can see right here the offer there. That is Tori Rubenstein. So here we go. So Adama Sanogo's stellar outing in the Bulls' 127-125 win over the Wizards Friday put him in elite company amongst rookies. The 6'9", 245 center posted his first NBA double-double with 22 points and 20 rebounds. 22 points and 20 rebounds. For what it's worth, 10 of those were offensive boards. The only rookie to score 20 points and grab 20 rebounds this season, Victor Wembanyama. All right, guys. So look, right off to start the bat. All right, or to right to start the bat, excuse me. This is incredible. All right, 20 and 20, like, man, 20 and 20, that's amazing. All right. We have been wanting this type of rebounding effort. And the fact that they bring up the offensive rebounding and 10 of those were offensive rebounds, that's the beauty of it. All right. Think about when we were back in the days and we had a guy named Dennis Rodman and how prolific he was as a rebounder, right? We had Michael Jordan, who arguably was one of the best scorers in all of NBA history. And you would always kind of analyze this and say, look, if you can rebound on the offensive end, that tells me that you're getting more shots on the offensive end. And we know NBA players are so good that if you give them more opportunities, the vast majority of the times they're going to make you pay on the offensive end, guys. So if he's giving guys like DeMar DeRozan more shots, he's getting Kobe White more shots, he's getting Ayo more shots, this can only help our offense, right? Because we're getting more shots, right? And we're taking away opportunities from the other team as well on the defensive end, right? Because for our 2 shots, they're only getting 1 on the other end. this has been a major concern for Chicago Bulls fans because we have wanted somebody to play with this type of physicality and to attack the rim like he countlessly did against the Wizards. Now, I know, the Wizards are a team here that is bottom of the NBA at this point in time, but the fact of the matter is that Sanogo's numbers have translated not just from college, but they're showing up here in the NBA. And this is huge for us, man, because he's getting a chance to play because Andre Drummond has been injured. And there is a report out there that's saying that we might, in fact, lose Andre Drummond, man. So this was huge to see this. And I think that this is a bit disappointing for the Chicago Bulls fans because, one, we have asked for Billy Donovan to play our younger players. This is exactly why we are frustrated as Chicago Bulls fans. Because, look, if we're headed to a play-in situation, why have you not played Sanogo more? Why have you not played him some more? And shout out to the fans in the comments. I did see that too as well. That, look, for what we're talking about coming up in the NBA draft, we've literally had more success in the undrafted market than we've actually had in the NBA draft at this point in time. I mean, look, you have Onuralp Batum. He was undrafted. We signed him. Now you're having Sanogo, another guy who teams overlooked, and this guy has been aching to play out here, guys. And so this is kind of what he was saying too as well, on his performances. So he says, it feels great, man. Sanogo said after the game, I've been waiting for this all year. To be able to come here and do it feels great. It's a dream come true for me, I don't know what to say. I'm just happy right now. Look, here he is again. In 29 games, Sanogo averaged 22 points and 12.7 rebounds per game in the NBA G League, shooting 61.5% from the field, guys. I mean, this is huge, all right? And I just led with the fact that he's proven it on every level. He proved it in the Summer League. He proved it in the G League. And now he's proving it now playing some major minutes with injuries, which leads me to the next point, guys. I feel like because the injuries have happened to the Chicago Bulls, this has actually been a great thing for the Chicago Bulls. And it's, have injuries helped the Bulls? In my opinion, absolutely they've helped the Chicago Bulls. Why? Because it has forced us to actually go out there and use talent that I think we would not use. I don't think that Billy Donovan would have played Sanogo if the situations didn't work out the way that they did. Like, he literally would probably have played Drummond. And because Drummond went down, it sucks. I know that. We love Drummond. We want him back, but he's overplayed his contract and he's probably not going to come back. So it forced us to really say, look, you have gold right here. Like, we might have robbed the NBA because we perhaps have got a player that might have been could be one of the best players when you look back in this draft if he continues to play like this. All right. Because to me, if you look back at some of his highlight clips, guys, he knocked down a three-pointer with UConn. Like, his shot is not bad. I think it's something that he can certainly work to, especially if he knows he's going to be the starting five. And the one thing about Sanogo that I love about him is he's very mobile, right? When you take a look at him, he can run with bigs out here. Now, I'm not saying that he's ready to go out there and guard a guy like Banchero from Orlando, but I think he probably could have gave us a lot better performance than 8 points and 4 rebounds. I have to believe that. And so this is where we get frustrated with Chicago Bulls, or frustrated with the Chicago Bulls as fans, because why does it take injuries for us to seriously take an evaluation of the roster? Like, you would think that our management would be able to take a look at this and know, hey, this is a guy that we probably should start to play now, and we don't need injuries to go ahead and have this happen. Because think about it like this, guys. Kobe White probably would not have gotten into the most improved player situation had it not been for Lonzo Ball going down. If Zach Lavine didn't go down, then I think that Ayo probably wouldn't have risen the way he's risen, right? Because we lost, those players like Lavine, and then also too because we lost a guy like Torrey Craig, right? That's why we went out there and we got a guy like Onuralp Bateen to come out there and play, and he had to play, and he showed us that he can knock down shots, he can defend, he can go to the cup as well. It literally has been a situation that, as terrible as it's been, injuries have actually helped the Chicago Bulls go out here and evaluate the talent that they have. And I think because of this, I think that now Arturas Kornisovic has to look at this and say, okay, we have some young pieces here. Do I really need to go out here and overspend in free agency? Can I just go out here and get a free agent that is going to bridge us together, that is going to keep this roster together, that can still go out here and affect us on both ends of the floor, and I don't need to pay mega bucks for, right? Can I now go ahead and say, all right, what can I get for Zach Lavine? Can I finally say, look, I need to get rid of Zach Lavine because this young talent needs to play. We're actually seeing that Dylan Terry has played well, and I think at times Julian Phillips can play well too, but we have to utilize him. Now does this more so point the finger to at Billy Donovan and say, look, this is what we want. That's fine if you're going to coach us, and that's fine that you're committed, but you're going to have to use the young talent that you have in order to win ball games. We don't even know if Lonzo's going to come back at the rate that we want to, but I will say this, these younger players, they like to push the pace a little bit more, and that's what we've wanted with Chicago, right? We wanted a little bit more up-tempo, and I think you get that with the young talent. And so it's going to be an added bonus if we can get some vets to go along with this, guys, and I think this is huge for the Bulls. We don't need to go out here and necessarily go get a high-priced free agent, and we don't necessarily have to worry about hitting on the draft this year, all right? Even though I think there's some good players that we can possibly get in a down draft year, but we have some talent here that we can actually put together a good young core with some veterans, and I think we can do certainly a lot better than we did this year if we can just keep guys on the floor. So let me know what you guys think in the comment. Like, are you a little upset as the Chicago Bulls fans that we have not been playing Sanogo? Do you think Sanogo should be our starting center moving forward, right, instead of Vucevic? Do you think he should be? And do you think that we're going to lose Drummond at this point in free agency? What do you guys think about Billy Donovan and his coaching decisions? Like, do you feel like Billy Donovan doesn't play our youth enough as well? I feel that way. Do you feel like injuries have helped the Chicago Bulls? Let me know. This is Rico Greenhowe. This is Bulls Digest. And even though I roasted my franchise because they are not utilizing the youth, as usual, guys, go Bulls. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, and I'm out.